This is Geeks of the Week. It's Thursday and I'm Mario. And no obnoxious intro for me for the second week in a row, guys. Instead, I have decided to reply to my fellow Geeks of the Week's videos, answer the question, and get straight to the comic book review. So, Steff couldn't make it with us this week because anybody who sees her videos regularly knows she has recently moved, so she's getting that situated. But, so we all don't miss her and her presence is felt, I have decided to read some of her tweets. So, here we go. Problem with decorating new place is deciding how to properly display my figures and geek swag. Hashtag geek problems. She's right. I have a lot of toys and figures and comics, and I always spend way more time than I care to admit knowing where to properly display them. I spend a lot of time thinking about this. Okay, new girl on. Want Jess's wardrobe. Turning greener than the Hulk with envy. Hashtag don't make Steff mad. Yeah. Next. Eating lunch. Wondering what Nightwing is doing right now. Hashtag Grayson on my mind. That sounds about right. And she goes on to referencing Nightwing more. Then she apparently dresses up in cosplay and pretends to fight crime around her new place. And yeah. That's it for Steff. As for Nikki, I am going to Comic-Con. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to stand outside, and I'm going to put the Vulcan Nerve pinch on somebody and swipe their tickets. That is my plan thus far, and you're welcome to join me. So this week, Ludico asked us a question. If we do attend cons, which one's our favorite or which ones we look forward to the most? And I'm not an avid con goer. I try to attend as many as I can, but to me my favorite is still the San Diego Comic-Con. Don't get me wrong, I still love attending the smaller to medium-sized conventions. For example, WonderCon in Anaheim is this weekend. I'm going to try to attend. The Long Beach Comic-Con is always fun. But to me, San Diego Comic-Con will always be my favorite because I remember when it was small and I'm like a proud geek parent as it's grown big and it's become this big event. And who would have ever thought that that would have happened to a comic book convention? So to me, that would always be my favorite. As for your second portion of your question of cons we would like to attend, I've only been to one anime con and I had a blast. I definitely want to go to more. I want to try to fit in more in my schedule because I love going into worlds I'm not exactly an expert on or know a lot about, and just learning some new things and watching the cool cosplayers. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. As for the rest of your video, I agree with you in part. The bigger your convention gets, the more you start to wonder if people are there for the right reasons or if they're even fans of what they're viewing. That's why sometimes I still prefer the smaller conventions. It's a more intimate setting, the fans are more passionate and always know what they're talking about. If all conventions were as big as the San Diego Comic-Con, I probably would not like that. With that said, that's why I like that there's a variety of conventions out there, big ones and small ones, and you should go to the one that whatever fits your mood best at the moment. Sometimes I like a big hoopla, so I will go to San Diego Comic-Con because it's always a lot of fun and it's big and it's a spectacle. I think it brings about a more diverse group of people, and if someone's not a fan, maybe they become a fan by going. You shouldn't let the looky-loo stop you from enjoying the con. So I'm interested to see what the other Geeks of the Week have to say, since I think they attend way more conventions than I do. Also, Luco, I would gladly join you at the staircase car as long as you do not mind my hook hand and that I am bringing ice cream sandwiches, for I am having a love affair with them. Now on to the comic book review. This week, I will be reviewing Morning Glories, the first trade paperback written by Nick Spencer and art by Joe Asma, and if you'd combine the TV shows Degrassi and Lost, you'd get this book. The first volume introduces you to 6 teenagers, each are one of the cliche high school stereotypes. There's the popular mean girl, the geeky kid, the jock, etc., etc. They all get chosen to go to this prestigious private school, but not all is what it seems. Apparently the school is evil, and when they arrive on campus, they are not allowed to leave. Nobody knows what the high school is grooming these kids for, but I can assure you their motives are sinister. And the ultimate goal of the high school is also not revealed. The first arc deals with these teenagers coming together for the first time and trying to escape the school. The dialogue in this book is sarcastic and witty, and the plot is definitely a mystery. I know I said the characters are based on the old standard cliches, but each teen has an interesting backstory that will draw you in and make you care about them. Joe Aceman's art is appropriate for this book. Each teen has a distinctive look to them, and the artwork resembles an edgy Saturday morning teen cartoon. That is not a knock on the artwork, since I think it's appropriate for the setting of the book, which is a high school. Not to give away any spoilers, but this first arc does not resolve the issue of the school or the mystery of the school, since it is an ongoing series, but it's still a very satisfying read. I will rate this a 4 stars and recommend people to pick it up. And that's it for me this week. I hope you've enjoyed my review. Let me know what you think of it. As always, comment and subscribe. Check out the other Geeks of the Week's videos, and I will be back next week with an obnoxious intro.